Hello and welcome to the Crystal Stairs Resource Center Learning Activity. My name's Tanja.
And I'm Miss Michelle. Hello everyone.
And so we wanted to welcome you back for this month's story. We read The Dot, and Miss Michelle and I started the conversation, but it's actually a really inspirational story about encouraging young children to try something even though they're afraid. So I think we wanted to just further the conversation to give you ideas on how to set up a learning activity. Simple art materials, and then Miss Michelle, you brought some other resources that we can talk about in a little bit.
Yes, I absolutely did.
Okay, so before we get into that, I just wanted to point out we have a simple table set up. We have paint dotters, which I think mirror the story really well. And then I also wanted to make sure we remind you as the parent and caregiver to put out some pens, because that was one of the main parts of the story, is the inspiration sparked to sign your work. Okay, so we're going to show you, I did bring these little canvas. If you want to get really fancy, you can get like a pack of these for $1, but we're going to just keep it simple with white paper. All right, so Miss Michelle, I'll give you some paper here.
Thank you. So I think also, Miss Chandra, I think it's important to remember as we start this activity that in order for children to take true risks and to try something new, we need to be able to give them space to do so, give them time, and not push them through or prompt them through an activity because we have an idea of it being better. We want them to let it be theirs. So we want to set that as the tone as we start this, as you get ready to navigate your little ones. Okay?
Absolutely. Their work should be their own. And to really keep it open-ended, you provide the materials and then you get out of the way. You step back and let them discover and explore where the materials will take them. So with that said, I want to start. I'm feeling inspired by Vashti in the story. I just want to do one simple paint dotter, and I'm feeling this teal right here.
All right, well, one dot is all it took to get Vashti's inspiration. So let's see how you feel after you take this.
So if you use these, you may want to cover your table because I'm not sure how the splatter will go. I'm going to be gentle with it, so I'm not going to make a mess. So one of the things I love about these paint dotters is the paint is all contained, so it's less of a mess if this is your children's first time really exploring with paint. It keeps it contained, so it's less intimidating. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm just gonna press. Oh, look, it made a little, I actually like that. I'm gonna leave that how it is. So it made like a little bullseye.
All it took was a single dot, and now please sign it, Ms. Tandra.
Right, this is my masterpiece.
Absolutely.
And I think this part will be fun for the children too, just practicing you know, a lot of them won't know how to sign their name yet, but just giving them that opportunity to make their mark. All right, so there's my masterpiece. Let me turn it around so you can see. All right, so you want to create something here?
Okay, I am ready to create my masterpiece. Miss Tandra created hers, she signed it. Here we go. I'm feeling inspired to start with the color yellow. And another thing I like about these dot art painters here is that it allows the children to work on their fine motor skills as they twist it on and off. I'm gonna set that to the side, and I sort of feel like putting a dot here. I think I wanna make a bigger dot like how Vashti did, and I think this has inspired what the rest is going to be. Okay, and it's okay if it makes a little bit of a mess. Something that we want to also encourage is sometimes we have a fear as parents and providers to allow children to make a mess.
Yes.
But they learn, put some grass here, they learn so much from having the opportunity to play fearlessly. And to know that a mess is not a mess, it's just an opportunity to learn about cleaning up after yourself and being responsible. But it's also okay to be a little messy. I'm gonna draw me a little blue bird over here and a blue bird over here, and I'm feeling extra inspired. I think this needs a flower.
I think that might have got dried out.
Let's shake it up here. That's okay. Oh, there it goes.
There you go.
Just gotta be a little patient. And I'm feeling that this should be a tulip.
So just like the story, just make them work and see where it takes you. You have a whole masterpiece here.
I sure do. It took me in a direction. It kind of made me feel something. I felt inspired from the dot. It was small. I made it larger, like how the character Vashti did. And I love what I did. I feel proud of this. And I think I'm ready to sign my work of art.
Yes.
Because that's the important part, is signing that this is mine.
Hey.
And only mine.
All right, so I love how we each had a different idea. We started with one single dot, and I kept mine simple, and you made a whole scenery from yours. And I think I want to point out to the parents and caregivers to make sure that you're allowing the children to do the art they want to do. So you set out the materials, and you don't have to encourage them, do more, do more, do more. Just let them do the way they want to express themselves, okay? Miss Michelle, you brought some resources to share with us.
I sure did. So over here to this side, there is a reoccurring theme of what you've been hearing in our activity video, as well as the reading video, about doing it scared. A lot of times what holds us back is, not letting our curiosity flourish. We talked about the emotional part of our brain and other segments from Conscious Discipline, where when we get too much caught up in our emotional part of the brain and start talking to ourselves in negative ways,
Yes.
right here in the middle of the blue, we can prevent ourselves from actually figuring out what we can learn from an experience. I had no idea that I was going to make this entire mural here, but because I had the courage to do it scared.
And it was a safe space.
It was a safe space that you provided to me as a trusted individual. You helped me feel safe, you helped me feel loved, and I was ready to learn from what my one dot could do for us. So remember to keep learning as yourself, adults who are watching this video, because your children are going to be watching what you do. If you are not taking risks and doing it scared, and you're not realizing that it's your emotional part of your brain holding you back, you're going to mirror that onto them. So you want to demonstrate by showing them that they have the courage. And when they don't have the courage, not to push them, but say, you are safe, you are loved, I'm here with you. This is open-ended. Show me what you got, but make your mark, please.
I love that. Yeah, I find myself getting stuck here a lot. So that's very encouraging to just remind myself somebody's watching and I'm safe. So it's okay to try new things.
Absolutely.
Even if I have to do it scared.
Do it scared, but do it anyways. You'll always find out that on the other side of comfort zones is success.
And I just saw this quote on the back. It says, "What would you do if fear no longer stood in your way?"
So ask yourself that as parents, providers, caregivers. What would you do? And think about that for your children. What would you do if fear wasn't in your way?
Wow, I think that's a good place to end this. All right, so ask yourself that and ask your children that. What would you do if fear no longer stood in your way? Miss Michelle, thank you so much. I always love these conversations and find myself learning so much from them, so I really appreciate you.
Absolutely. As lifelong learners,
Yes.
we are partnered with our future success of our children, and we have to keep learning and inspiring each other so we can lift up the next generation of children who are going to take over this world
True.
and do it on their own way, in their own way, as they
Yes.
leave a mark.
Yes, thank you so much. All right, so thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you here again on the next First Friday. Bye-bye.